The workshop on prioritization is important because we want to get feedback from the audience. We do a risk-based prioritization approach in this project, and we are curious what people think of this. What we do is we try to estimate exposure and try to estimate toxicity for these chemicals that are classified as persistent and mobile. And there are so many of them that we really want to prioritize them first, and we think that it's a good approach to do that based on risk. What we do in the work package 6 of ZeroPM is that we develop fugacity-based exposure models. So what we do, we calculate from emission data, we calculate what the ultimate concentration will be in the groundwater, which is used as a source for drinking water production. And then we assume in a kind of worst case situation that we drink this groundwater, and we calculate that then into an internal concentration in a human being by PBK modeling, that's called. On the other hand, we look at the toxicology. And for that purpose, we use these so-called new approach methodologies, or NAMs, which in our case boils down to in vitro toxicity tests, and then we derive a threshold value for the toxicity of these compounds in vitro. And then, of course, we are also interested to calculate that back to a threshold value in a human being. So that for that purpose we use what we call in vivo extrapolation. So then we have an internal concentration that we might expect in a human body, and we have a threshold concentration, and we can compare the two, and that basically is then the risk-based approach. And we plot that, we visualize that in a nice risk matrix, and that is the way we want to present the data to the audience. The key results are that we can finally present this risk matrix. So we have worked very hard to come to these exposure measures. We run into a problem there too, that we have a lack of emission data. So apart from the model data, we also use monitoring data, measured concentrations in the environment or in the groundwater. And we compare that to these threshold values that I just explained, that we have derived in our in vitro bioassays, and that have also been calculated into an internal concentration. So basically, we have the system in place, and we can now demonstrate these results for the first time to the audience.
ZeroPM, Zero Pollution of Persistent and Mobile Substances. This project has received funding from the European Union's Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme under grant agreement number 101036756.